Hello. How are you? Don't know who you are. Let's see. Oh, you're one of the secret people. Well, I just felt like sharing some stuff in my life today. I made a video, but it was really crappy quality. So I chose not to post it. I still might because it was very cathartic to make it. But I was talking about some stuff that was really heavy. So I decided to keep it to myself for right now. I might post it later. We'll see what comes out of this live. I know it's late. It's 9:45 Central here. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who are already in bed because it was daylight savings time. But okay. Well, I didn't see anybody else being live, so maybe everybody, not that you're chopped liver, whoever you are. I was just going to share what I shared in my video, and I know the quality is really jerky, but this, believe it or not, on my Sponsee Brothers internet is better quality than my video. I did a live the other day and it was like this, so it's the internet, because usually whenever I do a live from my laptop, it's fine. So their internet just must not be very fast, and I've tried using this hotspot on my phone, but it they don't get good cell reception in this house, so it goes really just as slow. So hi Granny D, how are you? Thank you for the like. I've been in a weird headspace all weekend, and I was fearful that I was going to use today because of it. So I actually made a video earlier, but the quality was really bad. I don't know what happened to it, but I'll have to go back and look at all the videos that I've uploaded that are from my computer. And I will see if it's just the video app that I use. Because I've checked it before and it was normal. So I don't know if maybe I have a wrong setting with my camera now. Which I have a Mac and I've tried to go in and look at it, but I don't know where in the system preferences to check for it. There's sound, printers, trackpad, mouse, keyboard, and everything else. But let's check under extensions. Nope, can't find anything. Yeah, we're just going to have to deal with crappy quality on my videos until I figure this out. I'm Granny D, I am oh, thank you for offering to help about the tech stuff. Yeah, and thank you. I am in a better headspace since making that video, and I'll probably still upload it. I shared a lot, and just sharing and not having anybody talk was very cathartic. I felt so much better. Knowing that I got it out without expecting anything from anyone. You know, sometimes having expectations when you share something serious with someone, it just sets you up. Like sometimes I just want people to say, wow, I'm sorry you're going through that. That must really suck. Is there anything I can do? Something like that. But I have a lot of friends who are very sweet and very caring and have been trying to solve my problems that I've been having. So I don't know what to do about it. Sorry, I got a text from my sponsee brother. I'm still house and dog sitting for them until tomorrow. And their dog has been, one of their dogs hasn't been eating and has been avoiding me every time I walk into the room that she's in. Tried to cuddle with her when I wasn't feeling well, and she got up and jumped off the bed. Same thing when she was on the Chase Lounge. And I don't know if she's just missing them and whatever. So it's just I feel kind of bad about that on top of all of this other stuff that I've got going on. So I think maybe she just misses her two dads, and having a surrogate dad is no longer novel for her. She's happy to see me when I come in the door. She's wagging her, I mean, she wags her tail whenever I try to pet her, but she just isn't the playful dog that she has been the last couple days, or the first couple days, and how she always is whenever I'm over here. So it's just whatever. So that's why I was texting my sponsee brother. He put a lot of faith in me this weekend, and I really appreciate it. And that should make me feel well enough that everything that happened this weekend, I'm okay. But I think I just need to upload the video so people can experience the video and not have to get my ramblings like I do whenever I'm on a live, because I tend to ramble on. So I actually stayed pretty good on topic about the weekend in chronological order and what I was feeling about each thing and what happened, and my plans for solving that I came up with myself. Some are probably not great ideas. I was just kind of spitballing in the video. Yeah, I think even though it's a bad quality, I'm still going to share it. Yeah, and that's I think you're right. Probably Luna is just missing them. Hi, Christina. How are you? And you're right. My video could help others because I talk about many serious subjects. It's probably the most serious video that I've made, which I haven't posted videos in a couple days because every time I would start recording one, I would get into a dark place, and I didn't like sharing that, not necessarily negativity, but I didn't like sharing that I was feeling negative feelings in my video. And so I didn't make one Saturday, And I guess I only skipped Saturday. I did the lives, but I was not feeling it. I don't know if you watched them, but I was not my normal perky, peppy, funny, whatever the things that people like about me, that they say that I'm real and endearing and everything. I wasn't being silly and doing stupid stuff and talking funny and everything. I was just very blunt, straightforward. Which that's sign language for blunt, straightforward. And I did try to share about it in one of the lives that I did yesterday. But that got shut down because the person I was doing the live with did not want me talking about that on their channel. So I didn't. So I'm going to just assume that it's a subject that people don't really want to talk about. I wasn't being graphic. I'm not graphic in the video that I made today. Okay, that's fine, Granny D. That's completely fine. I don't mind just talking to the ether right now. I'm not saying that, Christina, you're nobody. And we have this third person in here who is also just watching. So everybody has their own ways of doing stuff while they watch YouTube. So I don't. Yeah, I think you're right, Christina. I think whenever you share your demons, makes it sound a little bit like it was harsh or something nasty, which it wasn't, but it's just something serious. And I do agree. I think sharing stuff like that can help others. It's just all of it's highly specific, but I don't know what people who subscribe to me have going on in their lives. Maybe they have similar feelings, or maybe they've done similar things. But I just kept getting in my head about, oh, Sabrina, you're here. Yeah, I know it's late there. I can't believe that you got on. I know you probably can't stay long, but thank you for stopping by and saying hello. And Bridget's here. Hi, Bridget. Oh, I'm talking about having some negative feelings this weekend and how it kept me from making videos and how it made me act different in the lives that I did yesterday because I felt very not myself. And so I subject really, really well. It just has really bad quality. It's bad quality like this live. So I will just have to post it, I guess, because I don't want to do it over on my phone, which makes really good quality. I did it from my laptop. So I will just make do, I guess. London fog. Oh, who else was doing live tonight? I saw that Yarn It Out was doing one. Is hers still going? Hi, Jude. I probably shouldn't be vaping inside my Sponsy brother's house, but you know, I can just get yelled at for it later if he watches these. Oh, Crochet Me Pink Kelly. I looked to see if there were any lives going on, and I didn't see any, but maybe I didn't scroll down far enough. No, if I scroll down, it's all things from 7 or 8 hours ago. I don't see Kelly's on here. Well, that's a bummer. I'm glad you're here, Jude. I'm talking about serious stuff, so I'm not my usual crazy fun and what's the word? Peppy is a good word for it. I'm not my usual peppy self. I had some stuff go on this weekend, and the emotions related to it made me fearful I was going to use. And it wasn't any one thing that happened. It was, well, one thing happened that caused another thing, but there were just multiple things going on in my head. And all because I started doing step work for the 4th step. Yeah, Jude, I have my notifications turned on for everybody. I immediately do it whenever I subscribe to somebody. And I've seen Crochet Me Pink Kelly's videos pop up before, so I know she's in my notifications as to when I should see them whenever they happen. So I'm just saying it's bizarre. Oh, thank you, Sabrina. I know I don't need to be the crazy Drew and the funny Drew and the peppy Drew. I just, I feel like that's what people enjoy seeing. And I don't want to disappoint people and have them go, oh, well, he just talked about serious stuff and that wasn't funny at all. Towards the end of the video that I made, I was a lot lighter mooded and, threw my hair back a little bit, took it down, got out my pearls. I didn't really get out pearls, but you know what I mean? Like I felt more myself after I shared what I shared. So, I had a bad coping mechanism whenever I was feeling bad about doing my step work. Something that came up in my step work that made me feel like utter shit. Because you have to take someone that you have an anger or resentment about, and then you have to put what the occurrence was that happened, what that occurrence made you feel in the way of character defects, like disappointed or selfish, or I'll pull them up so I can just read them off to you. I won't read them all off. Envious, indifferent, harsh, rejected, prideful, anxious, callous, foolish, impure, deception, withdrawn, ungrateful, dishonest, stuff like that. So, there's a place for 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 character defects on every. You put the name, the occurrence, the character defects associated with it, how it affected you by either it being your self-esteem, your security, your ambitions, your personal relations, your sex relations, pride and shame, or fear. And so my sponsor told me to only do 45 minutes at a time, and I wasn't even 15 minutes in, and I was feeling insanely lousy, like so lousy that the thought of going on was causing me anxiety. Okay, I'm getting caught up on comments. Sorry. Jude says, shake it down, buddy. Get it out. You have good support here. Thank you. I know I have great support here, and that's why I turned to here to make the video and do this live. Bridget, no one expects you to be constant entertainment. We know life happens. Yes, I know that. And given my current life situation, I know I'm not always going to have happy days. But I just don't want to turn people off from coming to my channel going, oh, he's just going to share about shit that's going on with him again. I know we all have problems, and there's been some people, I'm not going to name names, I'm not calling anybody out, and there's nothing wrong with sharing your negative feelings in your videos. It gets you the support that you need that you might be missing from real people, like my friends and family, that you're not getting. And that's why a lot of us turn to vlogging, because you can put it out there and you know that people are going to appreciate it or not. And they have no stake in what's going on. And so you know that their opinion isn't going to be coming from a place of judgment or like anything bad. It's, every time I've had something bad happen, everyone's been super supportive. All right. Scott said, it's good to experience those feelings again so you can take away the lessons you need so you don't fall into those traps again. Very true. And you said, we're here for you, buddy. We love you. Thank you. I love you all as well. Christina said, yes, people like to see the funny or upbeat side of people, but sometimes we have to show our real self when we are having a hard day, or show it because it can help people feeling that way. Very true. I just wasn't expecting what was going on to me to affect me so bad that I couldn't make a video without being oh, hi, Crochet Me Pink Kelly. I'm glad you're here. What's up? As we're talking about me having a bad weekend, and I was afraid I was going to use, and I have been fearful of a lot of things. And I think I'll just post the video because I don't want to go into everything here, because it's just going to probably get me back into that headspace that I just got myself out of. But I'll just talk generally. I had something happen Friday night when I was doing my step work that made me feel bad. I chose a poor coping mechanism, but I didn't use or drink. During that time, I discovered some assumptions that I've made about myself and things I've been feeling in recent years might be true. And I thought that would give me a sense of relief, but it didn't. And it just made me feel even worse. So there's that guilt from doing a behavior that's just as addictive as drugs or alcohol, but it wasn't a substance. It's more like a commodity, I guess, if you want to call it anything. But oh, and I didn't sell myself. I didn't do anything to do anything like that. Hi, Karen. How are you? Sorry, I'm getting caught up. That's very true, Kelly. And nobody has made me feel bad. It was more like I was making myself feel bad. I was um, throwing all of these things at myself, like, you can should yourself, like stop shoulding yourself, instead of shitting yourself, stop shoulding yourself. And I was doing that to myself so bad and over in my mind. Hi, Nancy. How are you? I don't know, Nancy. I don't know if I made you one on mine. It might have been on Derek's that you were, but here you go. So I just tend to yes, Kelly, you're right. I didn't use, but tonight at my meeting, I got accused of using, or it was presumed that I had used because I was emotionally high strung. My ADHD was out of control. So my share was all over the place, and my hyperactivity was like whenever I'm sharing, even like in therapy, like if something is causing me to feel bad feelings as I'm talking about it, I like wring my hands like this, right? It's just constantly doing that. And I don't know what I was doing, but whatever it was, it made someone think that I had used. Let's see. Oh, Bridget, you finished your diamond painting? I can't wait to see it. Yeah, shame and regret. These can eat you up. The main thing is that you are learning how to empathize and empathize and turn regret into remorse, so you can allow yourself to let these things go. Yes, I know, but just some of the things I would share with people, nobody would understand what I was talking about. Whoops, shit. I just broke something. Didn't look like it was glued on very well. I would find that people were kind of dismissive about my feelings. It's a sign of positivity and deep thought. And Christina said, I have depression and other mental issues, and some of what I go through is the same as an addict. So if you need another person to talk to, please get in touch. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my email is always in all of my videos. If you want to put it in here, I'll write it down. I don't know on what. Where's my notebook? There it is. I will definitely do if I'm ever having a bad time again. Oh, email me. I'll put my email. Yeah, I don't think you. Is it going to block it out? red_red1 at yahoo.com. I got it. Okay, sorry. Karen, are you talking about the people I was talking to? I know they're not me, and so I can't take whatever they say as whatever they are doing. But the fact. Hi, Chef Dalian and friends. Oh, are you leaving, Kelly? Oh, that is really cool, Scott. Yes, rubbing your hands together is a sign of hope and positivity. Body language can never hide what you're truly saying or conveying. People can never hide their actions by body language. So it was a positive body language. Don't let them get to you. Okay, Bridget, thank you for stopping by. It's okay. I can't wait to see that diamond painting. So make sure you make a video with it so I can take a gander. Oh, you're not leaving, Kelly. Okay. I read Saw was on, so I wanted to say hi before bed. Okay, I misinterpreted that as I'm going to bed. Okay, Bridget, I can't wait to see it. I find other people's creations to be inspiration, and I need to watch more channels where people make stuff. Like, I don't know if any of you follow what is her TJ Crochet with Tanika, I think is what her channel name is. She was in here for my live on Friday nights, and I watched her channel because she won the trivia night, and so I watched a lot of her videos back to back so she could get some watch hours in and some likes. And she's talented. She's very talented. I don't think I caught if any of the things that she made were, and she would pull up like so many creations in every video. I'm like, dang, how much do you crochet? Like, I mean, I know with my hand, I can't crochet as much as I used to. And that sucks right now because I really need to finish that blanket. But I can sometimes only get a row, half a row in before I'm afraid I'm going to hurt it more. Oh, thanks, Scott. I'm glad you check in. And Nancy says, you like my shirts. Thank you. I just bought this. I got it, believe it or not, at a for 17 something. So I got a great deal on a completely brand new t-shirt that nobody has worn. Or if they wore it, then they had the tag still on, and that makes them a psychopath. Because it's just a t-shirt. If it was an expensive dress and you're going on a date and you want to impress the dude and you want to be able to return the dress, that I understand. But this was a $17 shirt and the tag was still on. So I would say it probably got tried on. They bought it and it sat in their closet forever, and they're like, I'm never going to wear it. I might as well get rid of it. So I bought it. Heels and my dress the other day. His name is Jonathan. He loves going thrift shopping. So since I've been here in Oklahoma City with doing the house sitting, we've gone almost every day since I've been here. Excuse me, except tonight. Today, because he wasn't feeling well, we didn't go to church. And I'm sure if we had gone to church together, then afterwards we would have gone to a thrift store. But he is a thrift store shopping-aholic. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have our own things. But he took me to the one we went to, and I saw this, and I was like, well, every time we go into some place, except for whenever I bought my outfit for the party, I never buy anything. But I saw this, tried it on, saw that it fit, and I was like, yeah, I'll get it. So thank you. Sabrina, do you have insomnia as well? Because that's one of the many things I have wrong with me. I have bipolar 2, ADHD, and insomnia. And I think I struggle a little bit from PTSD because I have nightmares that I have, and I take a pill for it, but sometimes I still have a nightmare or two here and there, and it sucks. It doesn't keep me from dreaming. I have regular dreams, but ever since when I first started taking it, my reoccurring dreams that were happening like every night. And I would wake up from the dream because it affected me that bad. And I would go back to sleep and I would be right back into the dream. It wouldn't be like a new story started. Or if a new story started, it was still the same thing. Just therapist about it. And she just thought I was paranoid because I was high on drugs when it happened. Yeah, Nancy, that would be fun. Oh, your uncle is keeping you from sleeping? What, does he snore or what? Yeah, Christina, it's they got really bad for a while. And I was it was after a long time of no nightmares. And what happened was I used. And after I used, they came back full force. And it was just nothing good ever comes from me using, of course. But because of my using, I have this PTSD, self-diagnosed. My therapist thinks I have it as well. I need to see a specialist about it. But what sucks is that nobody believes me that it happened. I've told my therapist about how it affected me, but she doesn't believe me that it happened. One of my triggers is definitely using meth specifically. People not believing me is one of my big triggers. It takes me back to me trying to tell my parents what happened and them getting mad at me and not believing me. It was obvious I had used, so that was no big deal. Not that it was no big deal, like they were already mad about that. But I would say, this happened, this happened, this happened. And they would just flat out say, no, it didn't. Oh, Sabrina, I didn't know about your uncle. I'm sorry. I don't know how I've missed that on your videos. If you've talked about it in any of them, I've started following so many new people recently. I just go through sporadically and click on people's videos to watch to give them watch time. But I didn't know about your uncle. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. I will also say a prayer for him. When you said he was keeping you awake, I thought you meant like my dad when I was younger. He would snore, and with my bedroom door closed and with my parents' bedroom door closed, his snoring would still keep me awake. Yeah, Christina, when those happen, try getting in touch with someone that you can trust. Yes. I have a lot of people that I can trust, and it like I said at the beginning of this one, it's hard for people to not give advice. Sometimes I just need to talk to somebody and say, this is what's going on. But people in the program specifically want to help newcomers fix their problems. And so they give advice or try to, not placate, but maybe a little bit minimize what you're feeling, and maybe try to make you think like this isn't that big of a deal. And in the grand scheme of things, a lot of what happened this weekend something that should have blown up like it did. But it did, and I couldn't get the cat back into the bag. That cat was like high on catnip and running around the house and jumping all over. That's what it was like. I couldn't get the cat back in the bag. It was out, and nothing was helping. And so there's just a lot of things that have happened this weekend that were just making me feel inadequate, guilty, shame. Yeah, you're right, Christina. And I do it too. I'm not saying like, oh, I always just listen. No, I'm always like, well, there's one person that in my life that I definitely give advice to. And he's a fellow addict, and I was in treatment with him for a very short while, and he's also a meth addict. And every time he relapses, because it happens about once a week, I don't call that relapsing. I call that being a user. You use this week, and if you use next week, you're actively using. Just because you went to a meeting in between doesn't mean that you're back in recovery. So this is what's working for me. This is what I did when that happened to me in the past. I go down the list like you should if you know an addict is struggling to stay sober. But he doesn't take it. He just wants to come to me to whine about having used and the negative consequences that happened because of it. And when it first started, I was like, okay, he's going through something rough. He keeps messing up. I'll be here for him. After like the 8th time and him not taking any advice and actually getting pissed that I was trying to give him advice, I just stepped back and I was like, fine. You're clearly rocking your sobriety on your own. And here I am over 3 months clean. Not that that's, a huge chunk of time, but I was in the same place that he was 3 months ago. He was probably 3.5 months ago, or 4 months ago. And I've managed to claw my way out of that mindset and do the things that I need to do to protect myself. And he won't protect himself. It's thinking about, but I don't. No, I'll stop right there, because especially if he watches this, because he's my Facebook friend, and I don't want to. He's already going to be pissed that I talked about it on my channel. But I'm going to say it. I don't think he wants to get sober. I think he feels obligated to get sober due to consequences that have happened in his life, and that's the same way I felt when I went to rehab the first time, and this was his first time in rehab. It's taken that being my 3rd time in rehab for it to all click for me. I pray that it stays clicked. Oh, hi, KBX. Hi, Stella. And let's see. Crochet Me Pink Kelly said, no one reacts, feels, deals, handles anything in the same way. That's very true. And I think with my mental disorders, mental illnesses, whatever you want to call them. Someone said don't call them disorders anymore. That sounds too negative. With my mental illnesses, I tend to stay in the emotion that I'm feeling until that whatever gets released. And this weekend, I just couldn't release because there were so many things going on. So whenever I would kind of release from one, I would latch on to another. And then I would stew on that and talking to somebody, I'd be talking about that. And then that would kind of be resolved. But then I'd latch on to something else before resolving that. Like it was just, I was all over the place because I looked like I was having a drum solo. Whoa. Can't do that with my vape because when you push it, it opens. And apparently, whenever you try to do a drum solo on your own live, it also flips open. So let's try that drum solo again. I lost my train of thought again because I broke into a drum solo and started talking about my vape. Yeah, so you were saying no one, and Nancy, you're really sweet. Thank you. Noni May, you're here. Hi, Mom. Yes, Christina, you feel bad when you're trying to keep hurting himself and doing things that were making things worse for him. And I mean, because he would tell me things that he did. I'm just like, girl, why'd you do that? I mean, I know why, because I used to be that person who would dig holes and I get to the bottom of the hole. Well, I'm still not to China yet. I can always dig the hole deeper, you know. And so I think he just doesn't have the maturity right now, the emotional maturity to deal with what's going on in his life to get sober. And that's kind of what happened to me after my first rehab stay. I had some things happen to me and I just didn't have the emotional capacity to deal with it. So I went back to using. So Tanika's here. I missed that. Oh my God, I need to get caught up. Okay. Funeral for my cousin. Oh, Sabrina. Okay. Scott said, Drew, it may not be a huge chunk of time. It's still significant, though. In fact, the first set of time frame can be the hardest, and I think you're doing well. Don't underestimate. Thank you. I know, and I'm not underestimating myself. But what I'm saying is I feel like I'm not saying the right things to him, and he's not going to take the advice because I only have a couple months ahead of him. And so he doesn't believe that whatever he believes. I don't know. I mean, everything I say, he doesn't think is going to work for him because we're different people. We are different people. We're different in the fact that since I left rehab, for the last 3.5 months, I've stayed sober. Well, sorry, some of that 3.5 months I was in rehab, so that's cheating. But I've been sober for 3.5 months. He has not. Thank you, Noni May. I'm trying not to be so negative, but I made a video earlier and it was very dark. So I'm still gonna put it. The quality is really bad though. Danica, are you still here? I talked about your channel earlier. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your grandma and your cousin, Sabrina. That sucks. Or from not having any clue it was going to happen. Death either way is terrible. And so I'm not saying that either is worse than the other, is the point I was trying to make. They're both terrible, and I'm sorry that you lost your grandmother and your cousin. And that's the thing with people who are suicidal. You never know. That's why I always say on my videos, or at least I try to, I say, do something nice for somebody. You never know what's going on in their head. And just holding a door open, or if they drop something, pick it up for them. Just simple things can totally change somebody's attitude about the day. I know it happens for me. And so that's why I always say, love yourself, love everybody else. Say I love you to those that you can, because you never know when it might be the last time. I know I've said that one, but my favorite is just do something nice for somebody else, and don't brag about it. To do it. And it's going to make you feel good in the process. And it's going to help them as well. So it's a win-win, and only you, that person, and God, your higher power, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, will know. So that's my feelings on that. All right, let me get caught up now. Wendy Hooker says, hey, Drew. Hi, Wendy. KBX Band says, it's good I caught your live, man. Sobriety ain't easy, and I personally had to decide that if I wanted, had to decide that I wanted to stay sober. If I had decided not to get and stay sober, I would have got cut off. I would have never tried. I see it down below. Okay. Thank you, KBX Band. I'm wanting to 100% make sure you are Manic Mama's husband. Yes. Yeah, Nancy, I don't want to stay away from him. He's just someone who I know I need to take with a grain of salt. And Scott, yeah, all of the emotional roller coaster is normal. I know. It just hit at a time whenever a lot of my people that are in my support network couldn't be there for me. My sponsor was sick. My sponsee brother is in El Paso. He's on his way back now, but he and I tried to text last night and he fell asleep, so I couldn't really get anything out. And there are certain people in my life from sobriety who I'm not as close to. So I feel like sometimes sharing some of the deeper stuff makes them uncomfortable because they don't know me that well. I don't want to make anybody ever feel like, and I share stuff in the meetings that are totally cringeworthy. I talk about my time as an escort. I talk about the feelings of asexuality. I talk about drugs. I talk about everything. But when it's one-on-one with somebody that you're not especially close with, it's kind of uncomfortable to be that open and not have feelings of insecurity that what you're saying is going to be heard in a cathartic way, I guess. And I know that's putting expectations on other people, and that's something you absolutely should not do. But, sometimes it'd be nice just to talk and not get reactions and just get something like, I'm sorry that happened. That must have been really hard for you. I don't always need advice. I have a sponsor for advice, but everybody's just been giving me advice, and I'm thankful for it because I know that they care, but it just got to the point that I was like, all right, I need to stop talking to people because it's making me feel worse. Because I couldn't resolve anything. Like I said, I was jumping from thing to thing to thing because as soon as I would start to feel better, more bad feelings would creep in, and I would it'd be reminded of, oh, but this, so I could just never get it out until I made the video for today. So I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get caught up and experience the feelings, accept them, then bundle them up way down deep inside, and then throw them out. Okay. I was like, bundle them up deep inside. I was like, I thought, then you said throw them out. Yeah. For me, I'm a highly emotional being. You could say it's because I'm a Pisces. But it could also just be because of my mental illnesses. I have no idea. A lot of people put faith in the zodiac, and there's a lot of Pisces traits that I definitely have. So I've always been like, well, I'm this way because I am a Pisces, but I don't sit there and study everything like I know a lot of, especially gay men, tend to do. Astrology is almost like a religion in the gay community. So I'm probably being very blasphemous from saying I don't know if I believe that the zodiacs are truthful. I think there are similarities amongst people who have the same zodiacs, but there's also, for probably every 2 to 3 to 4 that have the same stuff, there's probably every 2 to 3 to 4 who are the complete opposite, who are in the same zodiac. So that's that. Okay. Nancy's talking to Sabrina. Oh my God, I am so behind. Try Hard Sky says hello. Hi, Try Hard Sky. I hope you're still here. You're not going to be able to save him. He has to save himself. That's true. And Sabrina said, I'm doing well, and I have lots to be proud of. I know. And Mom says, it's okay, hon. Scott said, it's not your responsibility either. You can be supportive, and that's great, but you need to concentrate on yourself first. You can't save both of you. You'll go down with them. That's exactly why I distanced myself when I did. He was starting to make me feel angry and resentful and all this stuff that was just negative emotions. And so I was like, all right, backing away. And when he texted me the other day and asked for help, I tried to help, and he didn't seem to have open ears. So I very much ended the conversation before I got mad and told him, well, it was Saturday. I was on our live. I don't know if it was Derek's live or if it was my live, but I was just like, hey, I'm doing a live stream on YouTube. I can't talk anymore. I got to go. But, I know to distance myself from negative people. And that's what I'm trying to keep him at an arm's length. Like you want to help every addict get better. But sometimes the ones that won't help themselves, those are like the ones that you really want to help. But those are also the ones that aren't going to do anything to make things better for themselves. In my experience, they're the ones who come to the meeting every week to get another desire ship in AA, or in NA, they get the white keychain tag every week, and it's just like, you think eventually getting enough of those, you would look at the pile and go, why do I have so many of these? What can I do different? But, that's high and mighty of me to say, because I'm doing well right now. Even though I had a bad weekend and I was really afraid I was going to use today. I was so afraid. I didn't want to go to my car and even get my crochet bag out of the car, because I would have keys in my hands and I would be at my car, and I knew if I got in the way I was feeling, the road was going to drive me to one of my dealer's house. So I stayed inside and stewed in my shit instead of trying to do something proactive that would take my mind off of things. And being scared to go to my car is a little childish, but you don't understand the level of anxiety I was under at that moment. Oh my God, I'm so behind. Sorry. Okay. Relapse is part of the process, Stella says. And Nancy, you're right, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink. So being sober, and I told him bluntly, it seems like you don't know if you want to be sober or something along those lines. And he concurred with me. He's like, I know it's like, I know I should, but I just don't feel it. I think that's what he said. I just don't feel it. So, okay. Relapse is part of the process, and addiction is a symptom, not a disease. Shame is one of the biggest issues addicts have to deal with because of the stigmas. Yes. Oh, Mimi Cat do. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Sorry, I'm really behind on the chat, so I'm trying to get caught up. Using is easy, Kelly says. No matter the drug of choice, fighting is always harder. So you have to take that you were in a place where you would have used and fought it and made the choice not to. Yes, I'm happy I didn't use, and I know it could have been really bad. But I'm stronger for it, and I've come out on the other side, and I feel a lot better. I'm really glad I did this live because I needed to talk to people who didn't have a stake in what's going on, because I feel like some of the people who were giving me opinions about my stuff have I'm not going to get into that. That's neither here nor there. But sometimes I feel like people say stuff to me because they want to see me succeed, but in the way they want me to succeed, not on my own terms. I feel like as long as I'm not using, I'm not drinking, I'm working the steps, I'm calling my sponsor, I'm staying in contact with people in the program, I'm going to meetings every day, doing everything that I should be doing. I think as long as I'm not hurting anybody or anything, I should be allowed to do whatever I do without backlash. And sometimes I do things and I get backlash. And not anything bad, but like, for instance, this weekend. And some of the backlash wasn't attacking me, but it was very attacking my feelings and minimizing everything that was going on. So it just made it really hard. Okay. So Kevin says, hi, Mimi. Crochet Me Pink Kelly, that is huge. I'm so happy and proud of you. I'm assuming that you're talking about my 3.5 months. KBX Band says, hi, Mimi Cat Do. Stella Luna says, I ran out of the room to type the point I was trying to make. Oh, that sucks. You can always type it and then hit enter whenever the count runs out and then continue. Thank you, Nancy. I'm proud of you have been sober. Your friend needs to sober up and live the life. The bottle is not the answer. His drug of choice is meth, like mine. So his isn't drinking. I don't know if he has a drinking problem. He might. I have a drinking problem, and I'm a meth addict. Okay, everyone's just saying hi to each other. Darla, hi Darla. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat. I'm trying to catch up. Oh, bye Sabrina. I hope you're still here. Dang it. I should have gone faster. Hi. Good night. Night. Condolences. Good night, Sabrina. Buffering here, Drew. Nancy, she probably just didn't see it. I don't think saying I love you to anybody is wrong to do. Woo! Just jumped. Oh my God, I'm so behind. Oh, okay. Hi, Shannon Singleton. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat. I'm trying to catch up. I'm glad that you're here. Hope you still are. Okay. Noni, you love everybody because you're a good person. It's not because you're old. You can love at any age. I love everybody. Some people might annoy me, but I know that to be mean or hate them or do anything to go out of my way to say anything negative will only cause harm. And I did that tonight to the guy who had assumed that I had used. And that's something that's going to have to go in my amends because I said something snarky because no matter how many times I told him I hadn't used, he wouldn't believe me. Just because you're gay, straight, or bi doesn't mean you have to believe everything just because they do. I know. That's very true, Kelly. And Kelly says, yes, you want to help, but not when it could put your own recovery at risk. True. And he's not ready. You're right. Sorry, Shannon, hi. I don't know if you just put hi again from when I said hi. I'm just trying to get caught up. Kathy, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Oh, thank you. You were okay. Your congratulations on not using. Well, it wasn't Friday that I wanted to use. It was actually today. I exhibited an ill behavior that led me down a dark path on Friday. But it was the stuff going on today that I wanted to use. Nancy, meth is a bad drug that it's bad. It's highly addictive. I'm glad you've never done drugs because they can really mess up your life like they messed up mine. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Oh, Chicano Azteca, thank you. I'm glad you like my mustache. Trying to get a shot of it not flying all over the screen because my internet connection is not the greatest. I'm glad you like the mustache. And Kathy, thank you on the congratulations of 3.5 months. It has been mostly surprisingly easy up to now. This has been the first time since I've been out of rehab that I've been like, oh, like just feeling of dread and like I was gonna go use and everything. Like it was bad. Okay. Oh, thank you for understanding, Shannon. I'm still trying to get caught up. I'm glad you love everyone, Kathy. I love you too. And Nancy, you do not annoy me. I sometimes am curious. That's why at first I thought you were joking with me. So sometimes I don't know if you're saying things and you're joking, or if you're serious or not. So I'm definitely not annoyed by you. I care for you, and I'm happy that we're friends. And I am very glad that I can call you a friend. Oh, I'm to the bottom. I made it, you guys. I'm to the bottom. Whoa. Well, All right, to spill some tea, which that means telling some truths. Friday night, I made it all the way to the bottom, too. So, all the way to the bottom. I think only Scott will catch that one. Yes, I just got to remember all the messages to you. If I need to, go back and read through them again. I know you meant everything, and you're a man of your word. I know. And sometimes whenever you're in that moment, you don't think of all the people that you could reach out to. Because, like, I was at the meeting tonight, and this girl, Natalie, oh, shit, fuck. I'm trying not to say names. This girl, whose name may or may not be what I just said, was like, why didn't you contact me? And I was like, didn't even think about it. I forgot I had your number, and so it's when you're in that moment, it's hard to, think out to everybody who you could reach out to when all you want to do is not feel anything. It's like a little pit of despair. A pit of despair, like in Princess Bride, the pit of despair. You don't see the whole picture. You see, I have this person I can talk to. I have my sponsor I can talk to. I've been hanging out with so-and-so recently, so I know I can call them right now, or whatever. But you don't think like every single person, like, I'm probably going to talk to my sister, my oldest sister. She and I have gotten a lot closer recently, especially since my grandmother's funeral. And I know I could have talked to her now, but at the time, I didn't think about it. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for the hugs. I'm glad you're here for me. And Kelly says, Friday or today, you still didn't, and that's a victory. Thank you so much. I know that it's very... It seems like I'm ungrateful or like brushing it under the rug, like, oh, I didn't use. But I'm happy I didn't use. I am relieved I didn't use. And I'm very ecstatic that I've had people to talk to about stuff. So I don't want it to seem like I've been ungrateful to any help that I've gotten or any truths that have occurred, like the fact that I didn't use. It's a total win, I know. I didn't use. And so I should be very relieved. And I'm not beating myself up over it or anything, but it was scary. I think that's the biggest thing. It was scary. And so I don't... Nancy says you want a London fog. Okay. It was scary, and I felt like I was caught off guard by it. And that's all. London fog. All right. Shannon says, I'm so proud of you, Drew. I've just started following you a few days ago, but from your other videos I've seen and just hearing your story, you have come a long way. Keep going. Great work. And I can totally relate to the small circle of people you see in the now versus the wider circle of people. I went through breast cancer. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope everything's okay. And had some dark moments, depression and anxiety. It's hard, but reaching out to talk feels so good, puts you more at ease. Yes. And a lot of this occurred the feelings occurred during the twilight hours. So a lot of people were actually asleep. So that was also an issue with this weekend. I luckily was able to text back and forth with my sponsee brother a little bit. Because I know he has problems sleeping. So I was like, I will text him and ask how the concerts went and see if I can talk with him for a second. And talking with him was probably the most helpful out of everybody. He was just exhibiting empathy and saying, what happened wasn't your fault. I think you're going to feel things and that's okay. Stuff like that. He was texting with him was good, but it was so long in between texts that I had time to stew over stuff again. Like I was talking about, I just wouldn't let things go. So I would start to feel better reading the text, and then I would respond, and then it would be like 20 minutes until he'd respond again, which that's fine. I'm not saying he had to text me back right away. So it's just he was doing things, and he was watching TV with his husband in the hotel room, and he just could respond, and he responded, and he ended up falling asleep. And after I had sent quite a long one, so it was just not ideal for having that conversation with him. I think if it had been over the phone or face to face, the same conversation would have probably completely turned my world around. But it was after midnight both nights whenever this happened, and I just had to sit in it. Kelly says, make a couple of lists of people you can talk to, keep one in the wallet. So if you're out and need it, another at home. I have a phone list of people from my meeting I now have a picture of it in my phone. I didn't have one before. My phone list is at my house, and I'm here house sitting for my sponsee brother. So I couldn't think of anybody to call from that, and I knew I needed to. But I just, I'll be better about it. And I will make a list of everybody that I can call, not just people in the program. Shannon, you're a 5-year survivor. That's amazing. And you said it was breast cancer, correct? Let me get up. Yeah, breast cancer. I've had a couple aunts get breast cancer, and my grandma had breast cancer. So I know it's a tough ordeal. So I'm glad you pulled through. That's awesome. My family actually has the BRCA1 gene mutation. And so we, if you have tested positive for it, which I have and both my sisters have, and my brother won't go get tested, for women, it increases chances of breast cancer, uterine cancer, and ovarian cancer, I believe. And in men, it increases chances of prostate cancer and pancreatic cancer. So, and breast cancer as well. Sorry, breast cancer is a thing as well. Which is why I've gone back to the gym so I can lose a lot of this fat up here. So if I do get a lump, it shows up better. So I'm trying to be proactive. My sisters both got prophylactic surgeries to keep them from getting those cancers. There's still other cancers that you can get, but it's just been a battle. So I'm glad that you're still with us, Shannon. Oh, Nancy, you've had breast cancer too. I'm glad that you're still with us as well, Nancy. Oh, that's awesome, Shannon. Yeah, I feel like I'm just all over the place, but I said this is Sunday Night Confessions, so I'm just spilling tea about stuff I don't need to be talking about. But yeah, the BRCA1 gene mutation is has been troubling. A lot of my cousins have it now, and they've had the surgeries. And when I found out that I had it, I just threw it on to the pile of, well, it's just another health problem that I have to keep in check. You know, I took it really well. And I get my PSA checks once a year at the urology oncologist. He is great. Last time he saw me was right before I went into rehab, so I looked terrible. I was 55 pounds lighter from the last time he had seen me the year before. So he kept on hinting about my drug use, and I kept on denying everything. No, I'm totally fine right now. I was in rehab about a week later. But yeah, I have an oncologist I go to get my PSA checks, and with breast and pancreatic, I just have to do breast exams now that I'm 35. My doctor told me since I'm 35 now, I have to start doing them myself once a month. And he showed me how to do it, and that's exciting. And every time I go into the doctor, they're going to do it now as well for me anyways. Okay. So is there anything anybody wants to know? I bet you do, Shannon. I get nervous. And I've never had cancer. I've had my PSA checked by him twice and once by my old primary physician. Hi, Luna. Are you going to show me some attention? Aww. This is Luna. This is their Luna. What? What's wrong? Can I have a kiss? Thank you. Thank you for the kisses. I'm glad that whatever your feelings towards me have been or done, or if you're done brooding. Ooh. What? You need to go outside? Why are you making noises at me and wiggling your butt, your whole butt, while you wag your tail? What's going on? What is it, Lassie? Is Timmy stuck in the well? I don't know if you hear her tail whacking the table. It's a strong tail. Oh, thank you for the licks. All day and a lot of yesterday, anytime I would walk into a room where she would leave. She'd be on the couch, and I would sit on the couch, and she would get up and walk away. She'd be snuggled up in the bed, and I would want to cuddle with her because I wasn't feeling right, and she would get up and leave. So she misses her daddies, but now apparently she wants attention. Whenever I was trying to give her attention before, you would walk away. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You don't have to hit the mouth. You don't have to hit the mouth. Do you need to go outside? Let's go outside. Let's go outside. All right, I will be right back. All right, let's go outside. All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go outside. Is that not it? You don't need to go outside? Come on, let's go outside. Let's go outside. All right, don't let me forget that she's out there. She doesn't bark to be let back in like my dog. Is Noni May still here? Oh, no. Krishemi Pink Kelly, are you still here? Yeah, she is cute. Kelly Coleman, subscribe to my channel. If you are in here, Kelly Coleman, thank you for this subscription. Okay, it's showing you now. Kelly, that's really weird. Well, Noni May never said goodbye. Are you still here, Noni? Well, thank you for staying with me, Kelly. And I know you can commiserate with going through some hard stuff. I'm not trying to Okay, bye, Jude. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to give me a like before you leave if you can. What was I saying? I know my stuff doesn't compare to your stuff, and you don't have to compare life issues with anybody else, but I'm sorry you're also going through some difficult times. And just know that we are all here for you as well, just like you've all told me that you're here for me. I don't want anybody to ever feel like their feelings or issues are being minimized or looked over. I just want to let you know I acknowledge you, and let me scoot back just a little bit. I acknowledge you. I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through, and if you ever need anybody to talk to, feel free to email me. Yeah, that's exactly right, Kelly. Sometimes just having someone to listen and keep you company is good too. And that's where a lot of my friends have tried to give me advice instead of just listening. And it's been a little frustrating when you can't just go, this is what's happening, and get it out without getting advice. Because sometimes I don't care if the advice is the best advice in the world. I'm the only person I ever text or call hoping to get advice is my sponsor. He and I are friends. But surprisingly from him, because I think it was because he was sick and not feeling well, he was very blunt, not sugarcoating anything, and making, like, after I talked to him yesterday, or is it this morning? This morning, I actually felt worse after talking to him this morning. But then he called me tonight at the end of my video that I made earlier, and we talked. And I did almost all the talking because every time I would say something that was seeking an answer, I knew the answer to. I knew what he would say. And, at the end, he was just like, I feel like you know the answers. You needed to get the bad stuff out, it sounds like. And I think I did. I just needed to get it all out and just get it out of my brain. Stop stewing on it, and I think I did. So I am going to post that video, even though it has the world's worst quality. But hey, you've stuck with me here. Oh, Kelly, you're not naked? I will if you will. Kidding. Gotta put my new shirt to where I look all spiffy and shit. Because the last thing I want to do is look stupid on camera. Lies. I love looking stupid on camera. That's why I felt weird sharing or making the video that I did. But like you guys have said, and so I'm not meaning to talk in circles here, but like everybody has said, you got to get it out. You have to not stew on it. You have to trust that whatever you're sharing is going to help somebody else, because you never know what somebody else is going through. And you have all been absolutely right. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Oh, Kelly, don't be modest. You're a looker. You're so damn cute. I love your videos. I was in a live with you, I think it was last week, and you were just cracking me up. And I don't want to bring up an ill subject. It was the same one where you let us know what was going on. So it was what's the word? Eye-opening. That's what people show on the surface isn't always what's going on beneath the sheets. And I'm glad that you shared with us. And that's right. Holding it in will mess with your mind. Exactly. And thank you, Shannon. I'm glad you like the shirt. I'll stay still so you can actually see it. It's very tropical. It's a little bit too cold to be wearing a summery shirt, but I just felt like wearing it because it was new. When you get something new and you're like, yeah, I want to break these out, but they're like 6-inch stiletto platform heels, and you're like, where the hell am I going to wear these? So you just wear them around the house, like you do. And Shannon said, keep it bottled up. Never helps. Trust me, I've been there, done that. Yes, same here. And Nancy said, that's my problem. I hold it in. And when I see my ex, I'm only a tenant. I am only a tenant. I hope up. Okay, I don't understand the last half of that, but yes, we're all saying that holding it in sucks. That's the gist of what everybody has said. How long does Luna stay out? It's been 5 minutes. She's usually out there at least 15. She tends to not go to the bathroom right away. She might pee right away, but she doesn't always poop right away. She likes to play with the sticks in the backyard, so she mostly goes out there to play. So I know if I opened the back door, she would come, but she'd be in the back of the yard doing something. So I just want to give her time outside to be herself and let her do it without the other dogs, because the other two dogs are a little bit high strung, and just wanted to give her some more alone time to be able to do all that. So whenever all three dogs go out, she doesn't stay out as long and play. She tends to come in whenever the little ones want to come in, and but she likes playing outside. I know you told me to not let me forget. I should have, whenever I said that, like, you know, I don't know how much longer I'll be doing the live, but, you know, like, don't let it be like 30 minutes or, 45, stuff like that. London fog. When people, I don't know what I was about to say right there. When my dog goes out, though, she barks. And generally, I go out with her because she's a little blind now. So I just guide her back in. But on occasion, we'll just open the door and let her find her way out. And she can see in the periphery, but it's just right here where she can't see. So she runs into stuff all the time. But she makes it back to the door. So I know I'm not leaving her out there to suffer by herself whenever I don't go with her. But it's very far and few in between that I don't go with her. I just, one, you want to make sure that she goes. And two, she's, you just want to make sure she goes and she doesn't get lost in the backyard. This one day she was trying to climb up the deck because she went around the deck, and the deck has stairs on the other side, but she couldn't see how to jump up on it. She just knows she ran into something, and she tried to jump up, but she couldn't. And so, like, it's just things like that I don't want to happen, because I don't want her to climb up onto the deck somehow accidentally and then fall off and hurt herself. Or get stuck up there and me not know because I can't hear her bark. I was about to start another project yesterday in mine and Derek's live, Kelly. And it was the pattern that I had. It wasn't complete, so I didn't start it yet. But I have 2 blankets going right now in my crochet bag. They're both corner to corners. And I have a bunch of stuff at home I haven't completed. I have a Brenna shawl, or a Brenna scarf, a shawlet is what it's called. I got that from Fiber Spider's channel. What else do I have? I have a Harry Potter scarf. I have this hooded sleeveless vest that I started with my cashmere yarn, but the cashmere yarn is so hard to work with that it's frustrating. Like, you can't frog it. So you have to be diligent that you are doing all your stitches correctly, because you cannot frog it. It's impossible. And Shannon, same here. I have a Chihuahua and a boxer. My bigger one always comes in when the little one does, so I allow him more playtime outside too. Yeah, big dogs need the exercise, and I think she's just been kind of cooped up because I was out of the house a lot yesterday. So he only got to lay around. So I hadn't thought about it yesterday. I should have done this yesterday too. Just give her time by herself to go out and play. Nancy, I don't know if there's anything else I need to talk about. I'm just enjoying everybody's company now because I finally got everything out of my mind. And my corner to corner is not almost finished. I haven't even finished the first skein yet, and it's going to be 2 skeins. Shannon, no, a corner to corner is very. I mean, I would call it easy. It's like for me, I like it because when it's cute, it makes a really great design, especially with variegated yarn, like a cake variegated, and it's very mindless. Like I can talk and do it at the same time, and no, I'm not going to mess anything up. Unlike harder patterns that I've done in the past, where me talking while working on it, I would mess up a whole round and wouldn't discover it until I already cut the color that I was on, and it was on the next round. I was working on these pillow faces for my sisters and sister-in-law, and when I got to this one with a really hard pattern, I kept messing it up because I would talk at my crochet night, and I would just get distracted, and I would do 1 too many stitches here, 1 too few stitches there. And it was just, I would get to the next round and be like, crap, I'm off. And if I don't fix it, it's not going to be perfectly square. Because it's these designs. I'll have to show you guys the pillow that I finished already for my first sister. It was a very, what's the word? It was the easiest of all of them, which is why I chose it. And so then I chose the next one for my other sister, and it ended up being extremely difficult. So that needs to be a project that I finish while doing it on my own, because I can't talk to people and be like, oh, yeah, because I will not keep my count on that one because it's hard. That sounds like a yarn with metallic, horrible to frog. No, the yarn, it's cashmere yarn. And it is not metallic. It's just straight 100% cashmere. And it's not wound. It's just threads. So whenever you are crocheting, if you're not careful, you'll get a thread from the loop that you're pulling through, pull that through, and then get your stitches through that thread. So whenever you go to frog it, it just pulls up into a knot. I had to do a lot of snipping of little threads whenever I was trying to frog some at the very beginning. And is that a mosquito? I think I just saw a mosquito. Hopefully it was a gnat. It was small and it was black. Catches on itself if you're not careful with your stitches. Kelly, I've never done a corner to corner yet. I have 2 blankets to finish, 1 baby blanket by April 1st. Then I'll be doing smaller projects that I can finish faster. Yeah, I have a lot of large projects right now. And large projects planned out. And I started a scarf just so I could do something and complete something. And I didn't get very far before deciding I needed to get this blanket done. So it's the time of year for scarves to be worn is over. So it's not that big of a deal that I get it done soon anyways. It's for a friend. I love variegated yarns. I'll have to try the corner to corner then. That would be something after crocheting for 32 years. Wow, that's awesome. Your goal is learning 2 new stitches a month. Have you ever worked with the crocodile stitch, Shannon? It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of fun things that you can make. What I'm going to use some of the yarn that I did with my Hobium yarn haul, the 100% bamboo, the light blue. I am going to make a crocodile stitch hooded cowl. And I've shown the picture before, but I'll show it again. This is what it looks like. So it's going to use the crocodile stitch and make this little hood, and then the cowl goes around with the crocodile stitch. It's just going to look really, well, one, it's going to be warm. But with that bamboo yarn, it's going to be so comfortable, soft. That bamboo, it's so soft. Oh, Shannon, you know about the cashmere conundrum as well with using the yarn? Yeah, it is hard to use. And I wish I had known before. One, I bought as much as I did because I spent a lot of money on the yarn. I think the 2 bags that I got of 5 skeins was $36. And it's, I mean, in my opinion, it's probably still a great buy, but because I imagine different other skeins of cashmere yarn that I could get other places, 1 skein would be a third of that. So, but it'd probably also be longer yardage. These have very short yardage, like 200 and something per ball. So it's they're a lot smaller than some. Not smaller. Maybe it's less than 200. It's not a huge ball. I wish I had some here to show you, but I'm not at home. Can I do a tutorial on how to crochet the crocodile stitch cowl? I would probably have to make one completely first before doing a tutorial on it, because it's a pattern from a book that I got from a guy that's in one of my Facebook LGBTQ crochet groups. He posted his completed hood, or no, I posted something in crocodile stitch, and he posted a picture in my post of his stuff with crocodile stitch, and I loved that hood, and so he sent me snapshots of the pages from his book that is an all crocodile stitch. Makes really fun garments. You have to use the right yarn though, and the right size hook, because some of mine I've used too large of a hook and too bulky of a yarn, and it makes the stitches not lay flat like this. They instead fold up like this, and it just doesn't have the same look to it. It might be that my stitches are too tight. I don't know, but everything I've made with crocodile stitch, because like I said, it should kind of lay like that, because you get 1 double crochet and you do 5 stitches up, do a loop, or sorry, I'm doing the wrong way. You do 5 stitches down, a single crochet, and then 5 stitches up the other double crochet, because you have to do a foundation row every round. So you do a row, or you do a foundation row, then you do your row of crocodiles on top of that. Then once you're done, you go up and make another foundation row, and you alternate where the 2 double crochets are and where the 1 single crochet is. On what I've made, like on something that's in the rounds, you just keep going around and around and around and around. That's those crocodile stitch gloves. I don't know if I'll ever do tutorials, Nancy. I feel like not being someone who can make their own patterns and do things that are quite to the skill level of people who do tutorials. I feel like if I did one, it would be lacking. I am going to, I think, do a tutorial on how to do the Russian join or the Russian connect. Because I know a lot of people hate sewing in ends. That's my least favorite part about crocheting. Like, that's why I've started using variegated yarn cakes, because I can have the color variation without having to sew in the ends every time there's a color change. Like, I had a scarf that I needed to send to a friend because I had changed colors so many times. There were so many ends to sew in, and I did about half of it and got frustrated. And so I left it and I never sent it to him for Christmas. And then my mom saw it and she was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And she actually did it in a way that's probably better than the way that I did it. But then that friend and I kind of had a falling out and I never sent it to him anyways. But it's a really cute scarf and it's really warm. That's right, Kelly. I could just do a tutorial on how to teach the crocodile stitch. That's a good idea. So I don't want to do somebody else's pattern, but I know there are some people like Fiber Spider who does a tutorial for a written pattern. So, that's not off the beaten path per se, but I just, I don't know. I guess I would feel like a phony. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. If I did a tutorial, like, I've only been crocheting avidly for 10 or 11 years, and there's still a lot that I have to learn. And my technique, due to having to take time off, has not gotten back to where it used to be, which is really disappointing. I find it hard to talk and do perfect stitches all the time. Like, I don't know if you ever notice whenever I'm on lives or on videos and I'm crocheting, I don't have perfect technique. I'm like all up here and doing stuff like this. Hi, Corinne. How are you? Scott Russian. That's funny. The reason I stopped live early is because after a live, it takes time to relax after. I'm laying in bed listening. Gotcha, Kelly. Yeah, it's, I tend to be a lot more calm during my lives than I am in my videos. Because when I don't have an active audience that I'm interacting with, I tend to, this is me on my own lives. When I'm on a live with Derek the Nitwit, we're generally bouncing off of each other and saying crazy stuff, and I'm being silly. But I've learned I need to be careful about how silly I am and what I guess be conscious of what other people once talked about in their channels. So what's okay for me isn't always okay for everybody else, and that's fine. Oh, Shannon, thank you. I didn't pay attention to the time that I let her out. You just woke up, Corinne? So that 5:42? You woke up at 5:42? Well, I guess we just said, do you guys do daylight savings time in England? Yes, Scott, I remember that you're a black market baby from Russia. Yes, you got sold on the black market. Your parents were extremely rich, and the wife had an affair with the brother, and she had to get rid of the baby quick, and she went away on a 9-month retreat to the Alps and gave birth and gave you away. Just kidding. That's not at all what happened. Just my friend Scott is a Russian-born adopted baby. But wouldn't that be really exciting if that was your life, Scott? 442. Really? Scott, I didn't say trademark. I didn't say anything about that story. So take it. So your mom was really rich, cheated on her rich husband with his brother, got the oops moment, had to flee to the Alps for a 9-month health retreat. And 9 months later, you were born, and she had to get rid of the evidence. So she sent you off to America. Is it still buffering, Shannon? It's not showing me that there's a bad connection. All right. Well, while we try to get the video back on for everybody, I am going to let Luna in. You want a treat? And we're back! Z1077 with Crucifer and the London Fog. Yeah, Shannon, losing an hour was terrible. Are you also from England? Oh, March 29th. That's interesting. I thought maybe, Corinne, that you had woken up early because of daylight savings time, because that's what tends to happen to me. Wait, no. Spring forward, fall back. It's always falling back that I wake up early. It's spring forward that I wake up late. Never mind. I was thinking it was the wrong time change. All right. Is everybody else still buffering? If you are not buffering, say I'm not buffering. Okay, well, Corinne can hear me. Wake up early because you have pain. You have a chronic pain disorder. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's gotta suck. Yay, Shannon! Scott isn't buffering. Shannon's no longer buffering. Was anybody else buffering? Excuse me. Excuse me. Man, I am hungry. And it is too late to go thaw out some food and cook it. So I'm going to have to eat like a poor person out of their refrigerator and eat like pickles and sandwich meat from the package, cheese slices. Oh, wait, I have a sandwich. I have a sandwich that I got earlier. I have a Jimmy John sandwich. Freaky fast, but I went there to pick it up, but they made that sandwich really fast. They made it really fast. And I'll eat off camera so you don't have to see me chew. Because who wants to see that? Mm. Don't better go. Mm. Yum. Excuse me. Yes, their bread is delicious, Scott. And the meats, I always get the number 9, the Italian nightclub. I know what you meant. Do you mean the veto, Scott? The veto? Excuse me. Yeah, I love Jimmy John's. I'm not going to eat anymore on camera, though. I wanted to get a little bite because my stomach was going, bitch, you better eat. So. Kelly, yes, I do love Italian nightclubs. Thank you for making me laugh, Kelly. That was now whenever I go, and if I ever go to one, like if I'm ever in Italy and I go to a nightclub, I'll be thinking about this damn sandwich because I'm in an Italian nightclub. Excuse me. And I'll think about this moment and I will laugh to myself and someone will hear me laugh and it's going to be one of two things. They'll think I'm weird, that I'm just laughing to myself. So I'll either tell them or I won't, making it more weird, depending on which one I do. So, generally whenever something makes me laugh to myself because I'm thinking about something else, excuse me, I never tell what it is. Because I know as soon as I do, someone is going to think, what? They're gonna, why? What? Because I'll laugh at something because the connection could be so slight to something else and it'll make me think of something else and it makes me laugh. And people were like, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, it made me think about this one time I was trick-or-treating and these kids were in drag and they're like, how did you get that from watching this or listening to them say that? I'm like, it just did. Little things like that. So that's another one of the enjoyments of having mental illness, especially ADHD. I tend to make connections to other things from what's going on. So someone, and like say where I'm in a AA meeting and someone's sharing about whatever, they'll say something and it makes me think about something similar happening to me. And then I'll be thinking about that. And then I'll just go off on all of these tangents in my mind. And then I realize I've stopped listening to them because they said something that reminded me of that. So it's all very, it's very easy to distract me from the main point. And it can be funny sometimes whenever it happens. And sometimes it's very much like, where the hell did you go? Why are you thinking about moldy bread when we were talking about, working in a factory? Why? Like, how did you make that connection? Sometimes it is like that, but occasionally I will share what I was laughing about and people will be like, that's funny. I don't know how you got there, but that's funny. I still have 4 minutes on the giveaway. I just realized that. Oh my God. Thank you for reminding me, Corinne. There is still 4 minutes. So if you have not entered my yarn giveaway, please do so. And I discovered that you can't use the random comment picker until you get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to have to write everybody's names down and put them in a hat and draw one. So that's exciting. But that's okay. I want to give the yarn away. I want to continue to have giveaways until I get to 1,000 subscribers. I think just adding one extra step, not that big of a deal. Crochet Me Pink Kelly, how dare you call me gay? Clutch my pearls, and my Gucci purse, and I'm going to put on my Louis Vuittons and walk away. I think I think Gucci and Louis Vuitton have definite different styles. You probably could, depending on what the accessories look like. I used to work for a fashion stylist, and that was enlightening. We got to dress women like I was when I lived in St. Louis, but we part-time would go to Chicago, and there was this store. I mean, one time one of our women put on this top. It was $10,000. That's how expensive this top was. It was by Givenchy. Givenchy. Someone recently got in trouble. A reporter for us calling it Givenchy, but it's Givenchy, and it was beautiful. And that's what we're just gorgeous and very one of a kind, and just to die for. And it was so fun. And then we'd go into their closets and make outfits for them for stuff, and that was fun too. So it was multifaceted being a stylist. The video is called My First Giveaway, I believe. There's a live that talks about the giveaway, and then the one that the giveaway is in is called My First Giveaway. And to expedite your time, because you only have 1 minute left, you just need to let me know what your favorite curse word is, or favorite insult or way of being crude like that. So not everybody has to go watch the video. It would be nice if you gave it a watch. But if you want to enter, subscribe to my channel. Yes, Shannon, the one where I'm holding up the pink and purple bag of yarn. Thank you. That would have been an even better descriptor for the video. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and like I said, if you could give it a share, but that's too late now. So just make sure you do those, and you leave that comment letting me know what your favorite cuss word is, and I will enter you in the drawing. So it's just now midnight. Have you entered, Kelly? I will be very kind and let you do your let you enter before I close it. Wow, my first giveaway video has had 193 views, and it has 80 comments. Last time I counted, I only had 45. That is awesome. I guess not everybody who watched it likes the yarn in the giveaway. Oh well. Like I say in the video, there's going to be some surprise yarn in the giveaway. I'm glad you entered, Shannon. Thank you for entering. I appreciate your support. I think I need to edit it from my Sorry, I'm trying to close it so nobody else can comment. Oh, hi, Michelle. I'm glad you did. And I'm glad you found it, Kelly, and are entered. That's awesome. Oh, Shannon, I already let Luna in. I must have been buffering. Yeah, I have to do it on my computer. I'm going to have to close it after I get off of here. I need to see a man about a horse or whatever the saying is for saying I'm about to go release fluids from my body. And we're back. Michelle, the winner, I was going to put their playlists on my laptop and just play them all night. The winner only had 4 videos, so I just sat and ran her videos through a couple times. But yeah, that's what the winner got. And I know that seems like a stupid prize for, just I should be watching everybody's videos, but I just meant I was going to make sure somebody got a lot of watch time overnight. So that's what the winner got. Oh, you're going to bed, Kelly. Thank you for stopping in. I'm so happy you did. You just made me laugh a little bit ago, and that was so funny. I'm never going to look at this sandwich the same ever again. I'm going to call it an Italian nightclub. Okay, anyways, I'm getting off the rails here. Anyways, Kelly, you have a good night. And oh, Michelle, you're a fan. Thank you. It makes me feel good to know that there are people out here or on here who appreciate my zaniness and ridiculousness and free flowing of personal life issues. Because there's a lot of people who I think are going to be the opposite. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I want my channel to be filled with people who like the tea that I'm serving. And that's the different kind of tea that I was talking about earlier. There's truth tea. And then I just mean, if I'm going to serve you tea, I hope you like it piping hot, spilling all over the edges, sugar everywhere, no milk. And there might be something a little bit extra in it. That's my tea. And that's actually kind of my truth. I don't use substances anymore, so there's never anything extra inside of me, but I think there's enough crap going on inside my head and mental illnesses and life stuff that makes me inebriated in other ways. Oh, thank you. Is that LZ or IZ? I really appreciate you. I shared a meme on Facebook recently that it was someone saying, I like your personality. And then the other person goes, thanks. It's a disorder. I know that's not the case for me. But I know a lot of what comes out of me is because I have mental illnesses. I tend to use the comedy to cover up my errors of being caught from losing my frame of mind, whatever thought train I was on, whatever. And I tend to use comedy a lot to make myself not feel so bad about looking stupid. So if I ever look at the camera and go and just do anything stupid, it's probably because I forgot what I was talking about. Crocheter, and that my channel is just me being me. Oh, Michelle, that was you, wasn't it? Yeah, and I don't know if I'd really call it a mask. I think I'm stupid. So I do something stupid after I've done something stupid that is worse than the stupid thing that I did. I forgot what I was talking about. Well, let's do some London fog on T1077. That's a bad example because I just do that whenever I'm vaping. I don't do London fog every time I forget what I'm talking about or whatever, but there definitely have been times, whoops, don't want to do that, that I've done something off the wall because I forgot what we were talking about. That's happened a lot on Derek's. And that's why I'm so funny on Derek's, because we interrupt each other and we bounce off of each other. And so I will say stuff to the camera if he and I are talking to each other or make faces at it. And it's really hard to do that whenever you're on your own. I can't just sit here and go, or give a look, especially with this connection that I have, because I have to hold the look really hard, not moving. It's like those old-timey pictures where you had to stay standing still for a minute. Ugh, that was exhausting. Oh, thank you, Shannon. I've found that a lot of people on here accept me as I am, and I love that. But I also do want to get monetization someday, so I have had to tone down on the cussing, and I need to, yeah, that's probably the only thing. Tone it down on the cussing, and probably not always talk about such taboo subjects. Like in my video that I'm going to upload after I'm done here, I talked around something. I told you what happened, but I didn't say it. I like hinted at it in like 5 different ways, and I called it different things. And you know, I hope that would be like, okay, well, he's not being graphic. And I wasn't graphic. I was, you know, someone might watch this back or watch that video and think it's too much to be sharing. But that's for them to decide what's for their channel, and that's for me to decide what's for my channel. Oh, thank you, IZ. Wait, let me see. Yeah. Oh, I missed the without trying to pretend to be someone else, Shannon. Yeah, that is true. And IZ, you got to do what you got to do. Just keep being yourself because you are great. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I sometimes like I've had a lot of bad things happen to me, and so sometimes, even though I know people think that, it's still nice to read a comments like that. So thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. That's really sweet. Especially, or at least if this is your first time, thank you for talking. Because I know there's sometimes people in here who don't talk and they just sit there. So that's, yeah, Nancy, I will say that's nice. But yeah, I know some people sit in the channel and don't talk, and you can't see their names and the participants. I'm sure because I think there's settings where you can't, where you're if you're subscribed, they can't see, because I know that that's in my studio. It says this is the list of subscribers who are subscribed to you, who have it set to where you can see their subscriptions. So I don't know if there's a live video chat thing where you can stay hidden, or if you have that click that keeps you hidden from being seen, because there's times it'll show I have 18 people in the live, and I click on the participant button and there's only 6, and those are the 6 that are talking. So if the number of people button is right, then it just means that there's people who watch who I can't see. Or I don't know if people aren't talking, they don't show up in the participants. Because like Kelly, earlier, I thought she had left. And I said, are you here, Kelly? And she was gone from the participants. But as soon as she responded, she popped up in the participants. So I don't know how it all works. I'm very new to YouTube. I'm a YouTube baby. Like a baby. Pinch that cheek. And the other cheeks are very pinchable. Just saying. And I've shown it off in other videos, in other lives, not purposely. Well, no, purposely yesterday in mine and Derek's live. I think it was mine and Derek's, or else it was, I don't remember. I did 2 lives yesterday, so it's hard to keep them straight. We did them basically back to back. But it was, I was being very showy about my butts. Won't get monetization if I continue to make it. So I'm trying to not cuss. It still slips out on occasion. But I'll deal with the ramifications if and when I get there, and if and when they don't like my content. I hide behind the couch and peek around the corner and watch. Scott, I know you're not here. And Corinne, I see your focus up there, and I didn't ignore it. I just forgot what I was talking about before that and before that. And so when you said focus, I was like, okay, I lost my topic. Oh, thank you, Corinne. You like my butt? Gotcha, Michelle. I wondered if that was the case. I've kind of figured, and then he comes back, so that checks out. Okay, Scott, I don't get it then. You hide behind your couch and peek around the corner and watch what? All right, this video is going on pretty long, and I'm still really hungry, so I'm sorry you're going to have to watch me eat. Oh, no, he dripped on me. All right, this is going to be a total blonde moment. Oh, people hiding in the chat. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember talking about people hiding. Wow. Pull it together, Brenda. You just smell the food. You came over because you saw me pick up food. You have a whole bowl of food that you have not touched all day long. Mm-hmm. Okay. She's really dark, so she blends in with the couch. Thank you for the kisses. I was hoping to get them on the nose, not my face. She is cute. Michelle, I believe I did. I know I've probably gotten some in the last day that I might have missed, but I've read every comment. Well, I'm eating, so seeing my face chew food is probably a little bit more appealing for you. Ow. Ow. All right. Who watches Bob's Burgers? All right. Excuse me. Ugh. Hi. Hi. The food's gone. The food's out. You got my eyeball. Did my contact taste good? Yeah. Stop going for the eyeball. That's so gross. The Fogginator, the London Fog, Foggy, Fog, London Fog, making copies. You only want attention now because I had food. You saw me pick up that sandwich and you came over there from off the Chase Lounge and you were like, oh, bitch, I want to lick you. Yeah, that's right. Walk away. I know she wants loving. Oh, Kathy, are you still here? I didn't know that you were still here. No, don't say poor Luna. Luna has a big bowl of food that she has not been touching. And also, the food that I had was covered in mayo and oil, and I would not have given a bite of that to her. Can you guys hear her whining, though? And Corinne, yeah, like she wants loving, but I tried to give her loving all day today, and when I got back last night, and she was not having it. Is this bad? I already forgot what I asked the question to get 2 yeses to. Yes, I know, Kathy. Mine does taste better than hers, but I also don't want her to get diarrhea because, ain't nobody got time for doggy diarrhea. Oh, that's right. Night, IZ. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for your encouraging words. It's been very nice talking with you. Have a good night. And on that note, oh my God, it's been almost 3 hours. Holy shit. Yeah, on that note, I think I should probably end it. I've been going a long time, and I think I need to get my video uploaded so I can go to bed, which I just ate, so I can't take my sleeping pill anyway. So that'll take about an hour. And then I need to get all the names from the drawing and get them written down. I'll do all that, I guess. Night, Nancy. You have a good night. Love you too, Corinne. Have a good night. And say who else? Night, Kathy. Night, Shannon. Night, Michelle. Night, Scott. See who else has shown that they were here recently. I think that's it. Krishimi Pink Kelly left. All right. Good night, Michelle. Night, Kathy. Night, Scott. I know I just said that. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Shannon. I'm glad you were able to make it as well. Everyone sleep well. And like I always try to say something positive at the end of every video. So let's say, keep the peace if you can. And if not, do no harm. But all right. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. And good night. Oh, let me leave you with this. When I was in rehab, I said this all the time, and it made people laugh, but they also kind of didn't get it. But I'd be like, hey, River Point. Let me do my voice better. Hey, River Point St. Louis, are you ready to rock? My voice is a little hoarse right now, so it didn't sound, but I was trying to be a rock star. But Scott, you know, Riverport, which is whatever on eighth name it is now, but it's always Riverport. It's Riverport. Hey, Riverport St. Louis, are you ready to rock? So I would always say that when I was trying to pep people up, or if I was just feeling I hadn't done anything ridiculous in a while. So, hey, YouTube, are you ready to rock? I'll have to start putting that in every video so everybody can see how stupid I am. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Scott. Yeah. Keep the peace, but if you can't, do no harm. And I just came up with that. I'm sure someone has said something very similar before just in a different way, but that's mine to you. Oh, hey, Patches and Potholes. Oh, I'm so sorry. We are ending it now. I've been... I know. Fine. I will stay 10 minutes because it's 10 minutes until it's been 3 hours that I've been on here. So 10 minutes. Patches and Potholes. 10 minutes. Make them count. No, I really will stay if you want, since you just got here. But if not, I mean, I will end it. But I was just going to, do whatever. I like to make people happy. It's one of my faults. But if it goes too far, and staying 10 more minutes will not go too far. I am house sitting for my sponsee brother and his husband. So I've been in a house with 3 dogs all weekend since no, not even all weekend, since Thursday. And they get back tomorrow night. So, but I've had some stuff go down. I'm going to post the video about it. Okay. But I just talked a lot. If you want to watch the replay of this, you can. If you want to catch what we were talking about. I just had some stuff go on and it got in my head. And some things happened that led me down a dark thinking place, and I was afraid I was going to use blah 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 blah. But all right, I will go ahead and end it since you are giving me the go ahead to end it. Everybody, yeah, love yourself, love each other, and keep the peace. Do no harm. Peace. Oh, Nancy, yes, that's okay. I will still enter you. I'm not going to hold it against you. Yeah, Patches, I'm glad I got through it too. It really took making the video that I made tonight to really pull me out of it. And then tonight and here, people being very positive towards me about me I was just generalizing what had gone on. I didn't even share specific details really. So you'll find out in my video that I'm about to post what exactly happened. So that's all I have to say about it. But all right, ending it for real now. Bye.